Thanks, John. Yes, the heads of the Somali Olympic Committee and Football Federation have been killed in a bomb attack in Mogadishu. They were among at least half a dozen people killed in what appears to be a suicide attack at a ceremony at the newly reopened National Theatre. Militants from the rebel group Al-Shabaab claimed they carried out the bombing, and I must warn you, there are distressing images in this report from our Foreign Affairs correspondent, Jonathan Rudman.
The bomb exploded here in Somalia's National Theatre, in a country which is barely a nation at all after decades of violence. The plan was apparently to kill the Prime Minister. He escaped alive, but the heads of the Olympic Committee and Soccer Federation did not.
The mood was chaos. It seems like everybody was just running around, and I don't know what to say, but there was a lot of casualty happening.
At least 6 people were killed. A soldier at the scene said a female suicide bomber had been mistakenly let in because she carried a police ID card. Al-Shabaab countered that it had planted explosives carefully in advance. And this dispute points to a wider argument. Just how organised are the militants now, given their fighters have all but abandoned the capital? Last week, these African Union and Somali troops were digging in and claiming they had driven the last Al-Shabaab fighters out. In February, the British Foreign Secretary deemed it safe enough to visit.
The first visit to Somalia by a British Foreign Secretary in 20 years.
Though a few weeks later, a suicide bomber struck the same compound and killed 4 outside. Today's target, the National Theatre, had been closed for 20 years. Its roof was blown off and it was used as a toilet. Until the first concert last month, attended by the Prime Minister, who survived today. Al-Shabaab tried to ban this kind of singing and dancing, and its return seemed to symbolise a new start. But the death of the country's Olympics chief will hit Abdi Nasir Ibrahim in the purple here especially hard. Somalia's most famous athlete has dodged bullets and armed roadblocks while in training for the 5,000 metres. He hasn't qualified for London yet, but he may be allowed to compete anyway, just so Somalia can savour the moment of fielding a national team. Leaving Al-Shabaab here on the back foot and struggling to keep up. For parts of Somalia are changing in ways these militants can't control. The country's still riddled with piracy and corrupt politicians, and it's recovering from famine. But in Mogadishu at least, hope has appeared over the horizon, despite today's violence.